So hi guys, this is Nithilan Dhandapani and welcome to our channel. In today's video, we are going to see about the topic why meditation is not working. Well, meditation is actually not working for almost everyone. Why am I saying this? You might even counter my point. See, I've been practicing meditation for decades together. I do meditation for 1 hour or 2 hours in a day, and I can feel the state of bliss. I can see different sort of colors. I can see different sort of chakras or mandalas. I can even see different sort of visions. I have mystical experiences. I have mythical experiences. I have seen beings that is beyond the state of human beings. I've experienced everything, and some might even got some sort of powers or everything. What we call it as siddhis. Yes, I'm not denying anything. Yes, you can get all these things. You can see colors, you can see visions, you can have mystical or mythical experiences. You might even develop some sort of powers which is beyond the capability of human being. Yes, it is all true. I'm not saying no to anything of that sort. You've practicing hours together in a day and decades together. You're practicing. Yes, the result have been seen in your practice. I'm not saying no. But none of this is mentioned as a important point in any of the saints' text. Each and every saint has focused on one point only, which is called as the meditator has to realize what is God, and he has to be in the constant state of bliss. Constant state of bliss. Even the meditator is sitting in meditation, or he is awake and he is in his normal routine. Even in those times, even while sitting in meditation, even in not sitting in meditation, even all the times, 24/7, 365 days, the practitioner has to be in the constant state of bliss. Are we in that position? We might be sitting 1 hour or 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hours a day. The moment we sit down and we take a time and go into a deep trance state, we might be feeling the constant state of bliss. Yes, okay. What happens after we open our eyes? What happens when our consciousness comes into play? What happens when we get mingled with this world? The moment you see your family, the moment you think of your boss, the moment you think of your workers, the moment you think of money and your commitments and everything, what happens then? The moment you start to follow your daily routine cycles, what happens then? Where did that constant bliss that you've been experiencing for 1 hour or 2 hour time went? Have you ever wondered? Yes, I've been practicing meditation. It feels so nice. But what happens after you open your eye? Now, what is the point of having all sort of visions, mystical experiences, mythical experiences, getting all those powers and things like that? Everything goes into a point of vain, because you're not happy internally. You're not happy. Is it enough? We have 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Is 1 hour, 2 hour feeling happy is enough for you? Don't you want to be happy for 24 hours, 7 days a week and 365 days a year? You don't want to be happy always? Is it okay that you're happy one day or 2 day? 1 hour or 2 hour? No, right? We want to be happy and we want to be in the constant state of bliss. Yes? So why it is not happening? Now we have to start understanding even before sitting into meditation, there are certain things that we should follow. But unfortunately, we are not following any of those things that has been prescribed even before doing the meditation. We are straightly going to the state of meditation, and the next part is mixing ourselves, getting realized God and becoming God itself. There is a concept called as Attanga Yoga. In Tamil it is called as Attanga Yoga. In Sanskrit it is called as Ashtanga Yoga. In English it is called as 8 limbs of yoga. Yeah, you can search it online. There are 8 points. Yeah, Attam illati Ashtam is called as 8. Attam means 8. That is why 8 limbs of yoga. Where meditation comes in that 8 points? Meditation comes in the point 7. Realizing and becoming God is point number 8. We have comfortably avoided the first 6 points. We are directly starting with point number 7 and we are trying to achieve point number 8. But what about the first 6? Actually, the first 6 helps us to maintain the constant state of bliss when we come to the point number 7. When we are successful in point number 7, point number 8 happens automatically. So today, in today's video, we are going to understand what is point number, the first 6 points, so that the point number 7, which is meditation, is going to help us in success, it helps us in successful way, so that we can stay in the constant state of bliss. Okay. So of that 8 points, the first point is Yamam. In Tamil it is called as Yamam. In Sanskrit it is called as Yama. That is all. Very slight difference in the pronunciation, that is all. So the first point is Yamam. There are point number 1, first is Yamam, and there are lots of subdivisions. I am not going to talk all the subdivisions and going to confuse you. I am going to be very clear and very simple. So we'll know what is what, so that you could have a deeper understanding, so that you could do all those searches and you can have a greater picture. If you want me to explain even in a detailed manner, please do say in the comment, then we'll discuss in some other video, very detailed, this Atthanga Yoga, 8 limbs of yoga. So the first point is Yamam. Now what is Yamam? There is a guru and there is a student. Now the student is very much dedicated to the guru. That is how a student has to be. The guru says what to do right from the morning when the student gets up, from morning till night, the time when he sleeps, and he even says how to sleep. So from sleeping till next day morning, so the entire 24 hours there is a chart what you should do. This is not mechanical. See, our body is a machine, and we have to follow a certain path, we have to follow a certain procedure, we have to eat certain food, we have to function in the day in a particular way and in the night in a particular way, so that this machine doesn't get rusted. It functions very properly. How it was functioning in the age of 3, even in the age of 80, it has to properly function in a certain way. This machine is not supposed to get rusted, so that there is a very strict process that we have to follow. Now the guru says that follow all these things. Keep your mind very clear. Make sure that you try to detach your mind that has been attached to this world. Try to practice detachment. He teaches all those things, this self-inquiry and why detachment is necessary, what troubles this attachment will give us, why detachment and attachment is very necessary in this world, why this state of enlightenment is very necessary. He'll teach all those things, and he'll keep on saying how to behave from morning till night, and from night to till morning, all the 24 hours he'll give us a chart. Now no question is asked by this student why I should do all these things. No, the student asks no question. He blindly follows whatever the guru says, because he surrendered himself completely to the guru. He believes that whatever the guru says is true, and it is going to bring all sort of happiness to him, and he is guiding me in the right path. So I believe him blindly. So I do whatever the guru says. Even if he says to jump off from the cliff, he'll go and jump off of the cliff, because he ensures that if he says me to jump off of the cliff, there must be some reason, so I am jumping off the cliff. That is the amount of dedication that a student has to have on the guru. And make sure that a guru doesn't harm you in any way. Okay, so he will not make you jump off the cliff. It is an exaggerated example, but you should, to make the point understandable. Anyway, this is called as Yamam. Do whatever the guru says, practice whatever the guru says. That is it, no questions asked. Now we will go to the point number 2. Any student who has passed point number 1, who started following the procedures as if it has become the nature of him. No mistakes has been done. He is practicing as if it is practiced right from his birth. It has become his nature itself. That is Yamam. Everything is done whatever the guru says. Now what the guru does is, he is taking him to the level 2, which is Niyamam. In Sanskrit it is called as Niyama. Now what is Niyama? Every explanation for whatever he has been done for all the years together. The guru says and the student follows blindly, right? Now the guru starts to explain things. Why you were doing all those things. How to even perfect it. That is called as Niyamam. So even this first 1 and 2 points, Yamam and Niyamam itself, your mentality will get completely into focus. You do things and then you get to know why you are doing all those things. Now the trust on the Guru becomes even more stronger, you know, and the way that you're living, the life that you're living becomes so blissful. You have not practiced anything. Mind this, you have not practiced anything. The Guru says the point of self-inquiry, why attachment and detachment is necessary, and he keeps on preaching all those things, why it is all necessary. You're taking all inside you, and you're just living your life in a stipulated way, how the Gurus explain to you. That is it. Point number 1 and 2, Yama and Niyama. In this Yama and Niyama itself, all your body toxins would have been got released, your body would have been got healthy, your mentality would have got healthy, and the moment you want to sit in a meditation, you can already feel the state of bliss. You don't even have to sit in the state of meditation. You can do all your daily chores, your mentality will already be in the state of bliss. Now we've completed point number 2, Yama and Niyama. Now the Guru calls the student. He teaches asanam, asana in Sanskrit, asanam in Tamil. Now why asanam is necessary? It is because we have to do some sort of exercise so that the blood vessels, our physical body, our energy body, or everything gets energized. You know, the joints, we have all our joints, right? It has to be in a flexible way so that the blood flows correctly, so that there are no toxins gets accumulated in our body and things like that. The body should function in a proper way. For that, asanam is very much important. And you do not have to do all those thousands and lakhs of asanam. The Guru knows whatever he should give to you, depending on your physical capability. Whatever that is needed. That is why the Guru is very important. You cannot just buy a book and, oh, this asanam is very interesting. Okay, I'm going to practice that. No, that brings no use to you. The Guru knows what is the capability of your body, what actually you need. He gives only that sort of asana to you. That is why a Guru is very important. So the third point is we start to practice asanam so that our body gets even more in a better physical strength. Point number 3. Now we are going to point number 4, which is called as pranayama. Yes, pranayamam in Tamil and pranayama in Sanskrit. Okay. Yama, Niyama, Asanam and Pranayamam. Now what is Pranayamam? You are doing all those exercise and doing the daily chores. The amount of breath that you are inhaling and exhaling, the count may vary at different times, right? The more number of breathing that we take in a minute, in a minute a normal human being has to breathe only 14 times. If a human being breathes more than 14 times, he is going to get sick and his age is going to drop down. He is going to die very soon. So 14 is the saturation point. You are not supposed to breathe more than 14. This pranayama exercise makes sure the more number of oxygen, pure oxygen stays inside your body, so that the revitalization of all the cells happen within your body. Pranayama makes sure that this happens. Even our last video, we have practiced that pranayama, right? Within two weeks time, you can see physical results, like how it is happening. The oxygen gets inside your body and it gets hold inside your body, so that all your cells, from your brain cells to your toes, from top of the head to your toe, all the cells gets rejuvenated by oxygen. The more number of oxygen that stays inside, the more number of cells that get rejuvenated. The energy that flows inside your body flows without any sort of blockages. All your chakras gets opened, so that you feel energized, you feel healthy. All your ailments, both physical and mental, gets dissipated. It goes off. So pranayama is very important in even in a normal life, and for a saint it is very important. Only on the 4th step pranayama is going to come. And whenever you do pranayama or asanam, so yama, niyamam and asanam and pranayama, whenever you do all these things, your mind should always be into one focus. Your mind is not supposed to waver anywhere. Just because you breathing like this, you think of your wife and some other girls, or your commitments, the amount of breathing you are going to do is not going to help in any way, because the breathing calms you, cools you. But whenever you are thinking of some other things, your body, the palpitation of your heart gets increased, you get tension and everything. The point of doing breathing exercise itself goes into vain. So you're not supposed to think of anything else. Your mind should be in one particular focus point, and sitting only on that particular focus point, you should do all these meditation and asana practices. For that, the first 2 points helps you very much, EMM and Niyama, because you are already stayed focus on one point, right? So Yama, Niyama, Asanam and Pranayama, 4 points is done. Now 5th point is Pratyagaram. Pratyagara in Sanskrit, Pratyagaram in Tamil. What is Pratyagara? What I said in the first 4 points, your mind should be in one focus. The focus is very important. Your focus should not start to waver around whatever that is happening around you. Not that everyone can achieve that point in day 1 itself. It takes time, that is okay. It takes time. But that is the destination that you are going to reach. Your mind is not supposed to waver around. Okay. So 5th point is Pratyagaram. Pranayama and Pratyagaram, 5th point. Now with this Pratyagaram is, you're going to sit, after practicing Pranayama, you're going to sit simply for few minutes or few hours, how long the Guru says. Okay, we are going to sit. Now what we are trying to do is, even though Pranayama, the concept of keeping your mind on one focus, it is not going to happen on day 1. Now this Pratyagaram is going to ensure that you're practicing that focusing of mind. That is Pratyagaram, point number 5. The wavering mind has to be focused on one point. This practice is called as Pratyagaram. Okay. So the practicer keeps on practicing day in and day out, hours together, days together. He tries to he does all the daily chores, and he comes to his asana and does his pranayama, and he sits on the meditation. So this is Pratyagaram. What he does is tries to keep his focus on one point. He makes sure that the mind doesn't waver around. He tries to keep his focus on one point. And when the practicer achieves that point, what is that? Keeps his mind on one focus, then he moves to the next stage, which is the 6th point, which is called as Dharanai. Dharana in Sanskrit, I believe Dharana. Dharanai in Tamil, okay, Dharanai. Now what is Dharanai? The mind gets focused on one point, and the practicer has to maintain his state on that one focus. His mind should not waver. He sits for 1 minute or 1 hour or 100 hours together. His mind should not waver. He has to be on a complete focused state. The mind should not waver. He has to be in the one particular point. Either he can focus in the eyebrow, or he can chant any mantra or anything, think of a god or anything, or even think of the nothingness or anything. His point, or even you can focus on your breathing. His point, his thought or his mind has to be focused on one thing, and he is not supposed to lose that particular point. This is point number 6, which is called as Dharani. The practicer who has achieved this point number 6, Dharani, automatically moves to the point number 7, which is called as Dhyanam, which is called as meditation. Only now the point of meditation comes into play. Point number 7. See the point, how important the first 6 points. But are we doing the first 6 points? We are doing jumping, starting in the point number 1 itself, point number 7. We are directly going and sitting on the state of meditation, which is okay. In today's world, practicing all these 6 points is a bit tough, but we have to do it. When this procedure is followed in a particular way, when we make our life in a particular traction, we take our life in a correct path. Discipline, yes, that is the correct word. When we have discipline in our life, all these 6 points can be achieved very easily. Discipline is the main thing. Yama, Niyama, the first 2 points. Discipline, that is the only word to explain. So when you are very disciplined in your life, the first 6 points can be achieved very easily. Okay. When the first 6 is achieved, after achieving the first 6, point number 7, which is called as meditation, happens on its own. It happens magically. Now what happens when the practicer starts to practicing meditation? He is not practicing meditation. You should mind that. He is not practicing meditation. Meditation happens on its own. When the first 6 points is practiced carefully with the discipline, meditation happens on its own. He doesn't have to sit. He doesn't have to keep mudras, he doesn't have to be in any sort of lotus position or half lotus position or nothing. No matter how he stands or sits or walks or even dead, he can be in a constant state of meditation. Meditation happens on its own. That is how meditation has to be practiced. Now at this point, the meditator doesn't have any thought. He doesn't have any thought. Now he starts to experience things internally. He goes beyond the state of physical things. The five senses, it doesn't work anymore. He goes beyond the state of five senses. He gets completely in a state where he can recognize the state of God. He hasn't realized what is God yet, but he already started to walk on the path. He has gone beyond the five senses. He had forgot his body completely. He had even went out of his body. The soul, it has already left the body. He started to realize, okay, the entire vastness of this universe. He sees the entire beauty of this universe, the creation and everything. He can experience everything. His consciousness has become more higher level of consciousness. The awareness gets widened. He completely forgets who he is. He is no more the body. He becomes everything. He becomes I to nobody to become everybody. Now when the meditator keeps himself into that particular point, become everything, then he attains the 8th state, which is called as Samadhi. At this point, he becomes God itself. He becomes the creator himself. He becomes everything. He is the realized one. He becomes everything. That is what is Samadhi. He doesn't come back to his body. No, he doesn't come back to his body no more. So this is how meditation has to be practiced. In the point 7, the meditator, he goes and he sees everything. He realizes what is God and everything. He comes back to his body. He wakes up and he starts to do his daily chores and everything. At this point, when the meditator, even though he starts to do his daily chores and everything, he is always in the constant state of bliss. The constant state of bliss never comes down at all. This is what proper meditation is all about. So first 6 points, Yamam, Niyama, Asanam, Pranayamam, Pratyaharam and Dharane. When this 6 points is practiced with the discipline, 7th point, meditation, Dhyanam, happens automatically. When meditation or Dhyanam happens automatically, the practicer can be in the constant state of bliss even when he is sitting in the meditation or he is doing his daily chores. When the meditator do not want to practice this earthly duties or the daily chores, he sits in the meditation, he forgets himself, he doesn't want to come back to this body, he wants to leave this earthly plane entirely, and he goes and merges himself with the creation. He becomes the creator himself, which is called as 8th point, which is called as Samadhi. This is the actual procedure. This is the 8 limbs of yoga. This is Attanga Yogam or Ashtanga Yogam. Now this is how a practicer has to practice meditation. This is how we can stay in the constant state of bliss. Now I think, so I've been talking for the past 24 minutes. I believe you have understood why we are not experiencing the constant state of bliss. Yes, that 1 hour or 2 hour or half an hour, that peaceful state, bliss state, is not actually that bliss state. Because even though we are sitting in that 1 hour or 2 hour of time, whatever that is happening around us, we are still hearing. Our senses are still working. We cannot, or we haven't really even experienced that state of bliss. That is the actual problem. The moment we experience the proper or actual state of bliss, we will never at all come down from that state of bliss, which is the point number 7. So it happens on its own. Meditation happens on its own. You do not meditate. Meditation happens on its own. For that, we should have discipline in our life. Yes, that first 6 points, we should have discipline in our life. Self-inquiry and the practice of meditation. We should be doing these both simultaneously with discipline, so that the first 6 points we are doing and point number 7 and 8 happens on its own. So our effort can work only till the point number 6, Dharanai. Dhyanam, which is meditation, and Samadhi, which is the merging with our creator. You know, this last 2 point happens on its own. The entire humanity is focusing on that only. And saints have talked about point number 7 and 8. They have talked about point number 7 and 8. We are thinking that we are in the point of 7 and 8, but we haven't even crossed point number 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever. This is why meditation is not happening for almost everyone. I believe I've explained things clearly. I didn't expect I'll be talking for 26 minutes, but anyway, things have came this long. If this video is useful for you in any way, or even you have listened to the end of the video, I'm very happy. Please do share your comments. If you have experienced, or if you have feel this video was useful, so that can be a positive feedback, right? Should I shorten the video, try to explain it in a shorter way, or is it okay? Yeah, it is easy to get the feedback, so that I can grow myself in a better way. So this is what I want to share, and this is the way that we should practice meditation, so that we can be in the constant state of bliss. Yes. So thank you for patiently listening to this video, and I hope the video gave you some insights on how to do the meditation and sorts. We'll see in some other topic in the next video. Until then, it's Nithilan Dhandapani. Bye bye.